Welcome back, my loves, or welcome if you're new here. Today's build is a request from someone that I made a large farm for a few months ago now. And when I say last thing was large, it was built on a 64 by 64 lot. It was a big boy. It's in my gallery as Maisie Farm, so if you want to go and check that out, please do. They loved that build. So they said anyway. But apparently they found it a bit difficult to keep on top of because of the size, and wondered if I could do something with the same sort of feel to it but a bit smaller and easier to manage. So I'm building this on a 30 by 40 lot, nestled up near the top of the gorgeous Henford-on-Bagley. I absolutely love that world. It's a 4-bedroom family home with a full bathroom upstairs, a separate toilet downstairs. Spoiler alerts, by the way, because I haven't finished building it yet. There is a kitchen, dining area, sort of combined. There's a living room, a utility room, a stable, and a nectar-making area. And there's a small pond out the back, plenty of planters for a few crops, a cowshed, a chicken coop, bees, and a beetle farm. I don't think I've missed anything, but it's possible. I think I've included a bit of everything to make a small farm, although to be honest I'm not sure you would call it a farm because it is, like I say, it is really quite small. Would that be more of a homestead? Is that more accurate? I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, I put out some planters out the back. So I decided to go diving into debug, one of my favourite things to do. Because I knew that somewhere in there were actual plant seeds that you could get that will grow. Some of the stuff in debug doesn't work. It's purely decorative, but I knew there was some in there somewhere that will grow. So I found some of them, put them in the planters, got a couple of fruit trees as well. They're planted outside, not outside, obviously they're outside, but they're out the front of the build rather than out the back with the rest of the plants. So like I said, they're out there, but there's still some room in the planters. There's a couple of empty ones. So you could either keep the ones that I've put in and add a few of your own, or just completely delete mines and just add the ones that you want, send your little Sims out hunting for some, and plant the ones that you want or need for your gameplay. And I've also added some solar panels and wind turbines in this one to make it a bit more eco-friendly, because I think a lot of farms now do tend to lean that way. Sorry, I'm just having a wee drink of my diet cola, my unbranded diet cola. I've uploaded this gallery. Oh my goodness me. Maybe I should have had the full sugar cola. That might help my brain work a bit better. I uploaded this build to my gallery once it was finished. But I've been playing it for a little bit since then and found out it wasn't quite as fully functional as I thought it was. I mean, I did test it to begin with to make sure that, everything was accessible and that, they could get to all the beds and everything, which was fine. So then I uploaded it. But I played it for a little while after that, and the wind turbines broke down and nobody was going to repair them. Not even the repair guy when I got them out. So I had a closer look, and it turns out that the wind turbines and the cowshed were both sort of intersecting the perimeter fence. So I went back and moved them again so that they would work properly. So what I think I'm going to do is take down the version that's up just now, once I finish this video, and then I'll re-upload the proper version, which has also had things like, you know, curtains added to it, because I forgot to add in, I done some curtains, or blinds rather, and forgot to add curtains in the rest of the build, so I've gone in and put those in as well. So it's more of a completed one. I love doing build requests like this actually. So if you've got something that you want me to build, you know, just give me a shout and we'll see what I can do. If I don't think I'm going to be able to manage it, I'll let you know. But I'm always up for it. I have all the packs at the moment except for Enchanted by Nature. I'm not as excited for that pack as I thought I would be. To be honest, I'm probably going to get Adventure Awaits before I get Enchanted by Nature, because the new one, it actually looks pretty cool. It really does. And it looks like it will fit in with my gameplay style, which is generally family legacy based. Well, it is until I get fed up and move on to another family. Which is why I know I'm going to struggle with the 100 baby challenge when I get round to it. Like, seriously struggle. I don't cope well with the infant stage, and the toddlers sometimes can be a bit annoying as well. Speaking of which, you probably noticed earlier, I have built one of the bedrooms for a toddler. And obviously there's a parent's bedroom. But the other two are for a child and a couple of teenagers. And when I was decorating the kitchen, there was a bit of an emotional moment for me in this build. And it kind of caught me off guard. To be honest, that's part of the reason I decided to make this a speed build instead of a let's build. Because I thought to myself, right, nobody wants to hear you cry. Well, almost cry. There was a definite lump in my throat and a few tears in my eyes. And a very crackly voice for a minute or two. While I was flicking through the swatches for the pet portraits collections, I decided to go for the one with the border collie in it. Yeah, I used to have a border collie. Big daft thing that she was. Or at least she liked to act daft, you know. She was nobody's fool. And she was the best bodyguard I have ever had. She's been going 15 years now, and it's... Much as I love my geriatric furball of a cat, I still miss my dog every day. So yeah. And moving on before I start crying again. I did use move objects on for this build, and pretty much all of my builds if you've watched a few of my videos by now. So if you download it, just be aware of that. I was mainly using it for placing a few of the clutter items I've added and making sure the curtains didn't glitch through the dressers. I haven't added much clutter to this one, mainly because the person I'm building it for doesn't have any of the clutter kits, and most of the things I usually add are in the kits. Kits are a bit of a Marmite thing though, aren't they? Which probably won't mean anything to anyone outside the UK. Basically, Marmite is a spread that you can put on toast usually, and their whole campaign or catchphrase is you either love it or you hate it. So for decades now here in the UK, anytime there's something that has a strong sort of love or hate split to it, gets referred to as being a bit like Marmite. But yeah, kits, I'm not sure I would go as far as to say I love them, but I can definitely see a few good points for them. They're the cheapest of the Sims 4 DLC. They're generally split into either cast kits or build buy kits, so you can pick and choose the ones that you want depending on your style. I mean, some people prefer to just play dress up and cast, and people like me who want to play basically dolls houses or whatever you want to call it, you know, but do the building. So you can pick and choose the ones that you want. Personally, I'd love to see a few more themed build by kits to help flesh out some of the abandoned builds, or builds for a specific decade, like 70s or 80s or 50s. I could make a whole list of kits I'd love to see, but it's not like anyone's ever going to listen to me. Although this pack, this kit, no, start again. Although this build uses a few packs, it's kind of limited compared to what I've done in the past. I've only used the packs that this person has. That way there shouldn't be any issues for them. And the sand pit, that will actually work for your toddlers. You can actually work for anybody really. But you can go in and you can build sand castles or sand sculptures, and you can do the whole drawing in the sand sort of thing. So that's quite a handy little thing to remember if you ever want to try that in your own builds. So yeah, we're coming near the end of this, and then we'll jump in and give you a quick tour when it's not sort of spinning around at 90 miles an hour. Because I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get dizzy sitting watching this. Yeah, it's getting there. I was really actually quite chuffed with the terrain paint on this one. I'm not used to doing the bits with the horse stuff, so when you see that getting done, I think it actually turned out quite good. Although, I might be slightly biased, I'm not sure. If you download it and the terrain paint is missing, just know that I have put it in, as you can see. But sometimes the terrain paint does glitch out and it's not there when you get downloads. So yeah, here we go for the tour. Right, well here we go. Just as another day starts to dawn in Henford-on-Bagley. And an example of just how British this British inspired world is. This little car out here. I have one like that parked in my street right now. It's about as real as you get. Right. Here we go. There's about 3 or 4 of these prairie grasses planted around. It's not on the lot challenge. I've just planted these ones individual, so it's not going to go crazy and take over your whole lot. Fruit trees out here. Planters with plants that have started growing. Some of them are out of season, some of them are empty. Like I said, you can add your own. Playground equipment for the kiddies. Horse barrels if you get a horse. If you don't, feel free to delete that. That's up to you. Oops. Cowshed, chicken coop. The sand pit I've had to slightly edit because although they were going in to build the sand sculptures, they weren't drawing in the sand. I haven't tested that one out to see if that's fixed, but at least now they're going to build. They weren't even doing that at the start. So I've took away the fence that I had round it and I've made it slightly bigger. So it will still function as a play area, which is the main thing. The pond has a little fishing bit in. You'll need to catch your own fish first and then add them to the pond, and then you can go fishing there. So upstairs we have the main bedroom. Not a lot in here, but you have your basics. There is a computer and a painting easel, so there's a couple of skill building things there. And obviously your decoration box. Family bathroom. Nothing fancy, but it's quite nice. Teenager's room with various let some... Oh, do you mind? I'm trying to do a video here. So you've got your scout board if you want to put them into the scouts. If you don't, just get rid of it. The punch bag. The working alarm clock from the Comfy Gamer kit. Flower arranging bench, because I figured, you know, being on the farm, being quite outdoorsy, they might enjoy that. And that is upstairs. Downstairs we have the kiddies room, which, alright, they don't have a computer, but they have got the slablet. A couple of wee toys up here as well. Their own Blurfy type thing, but it's the unicorn one. I've gave them a violin as well. It's just something else for them to build up skills. Don't worry about all these broken things. I will get these fixed before I upload this. There's a bookcase and a little lunchbox. Toddler's room. Again, just a few bits and pieces lying around, you know, sort of nice toys for them to play with. And it had to be the farm dollhouse, didn't it? You know, I had to put that in. The Blurfy, the bed, and there's a potty in the bath. Well, I was going to say the bathroom, but you know, the half bathroom. So they can get to that easily enough because it's on the ground floor. Living room. Oh, hello, bunny. There is chess table, piano, umbrella stand that's functional as well. Bookcase, nectar rack, and television. Kitchen, decent sized kitchen. Where's that bunny think he's going? So you've got your fridge, your cooker, microwave, tea maker, hot chocolate, Lindsay, knitting basket, so you can use that if you want, or you can leave it there for decoration. And the pet portraits. There's my collie. Not my collie, obviously, but yeah. Anyway. Again, I'll get this fixed. And this apparently, tell you, leave them alone for 10 minutes and they wreck the place. So a washer, dryer, sink when it works. Everything else is just decorative. Your bins. This is the only one that actually works. These two are just debug items, just to kind of fill in space. And your nectar-making. Again, all sort of decorative, but you do have the wine rack. Oh, sorry, not wine racks. I need to stop saying that. The nectar racks. They're functional, and your nectar-making equipment, that's obviously functional as well. There's a wee shelf there as well if you want to add some stuff of your own. And I think that is that. Oh yeah, there was a patchy. I did a patchy as well. Yeah. So that is Rosehip Cottage. I'll get that uploaded once I finish this video. If you want to go and download it, feel free. If you want to download any of the others, feel free. I do have a personal project that I want to work on over the next couple of days, so I probably won't get another speed build up next week, because I think what I'm going to do is cover the event, which starts in a couple of days. Depending how long it takes me to get through that, I might just, I don't know whether to save them all up and do it as one big video at the end, or just do them each week. We'll see how it goes. But that is it from me, my loves. You take care and look after yourself. Be nice to yourself and each other. And I will catch you later. Cheery bye.